Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and in the next 3 minutes, we're going to jump into Leviticus chapters 1 through 4. But before we do, congratulations, you have made it through 3 whole books of the Bible in less than a month and a half. What a tremendous thing. So keep up the great work, keep reading, keep plugging away, because watch what God does in your life as you ingest more of His Word. It starts to take over who you are. It's actually a pretty cool thing. All right, so Leviticus is a book about a lot of rules and temple things and things relative to worship and ritual, and some of it gets a little heavy. We're going to cover large chunks of this at a time, so first 4 chapters all at once. Leviticus chapter 1, God kicks things off with some instructions on burnt offerings. These are the sacrifices that are voluntary, and they symbolize complete devotion to God. Whether it's a bull, sheep, or bird, the key is that the offering must be without blemish. Don't give God your leftovers, give Him the best. The animal is placed on an altar and is completely consumed by fire that creates a pleasing aroma to God. Barbecue, anyone? It's a powerful reminder that worship requires giving our best, not our rest. Leviticus chapter 2 shifts to grain offerings. These are made from fine flour mixed with oil and some frankincense. Think of it as an offering that's the work of your hands, right? Putting these things together. Part of the grain is burned on the altar. The rest goes in to things for the priests. And no yeast or honey is allowed, symbolizing this idea of purity. But salt must always be included, representing God's everlasting covenant that purifies and makes us complete. Chapter 3, we learn about peace offerings, which celebrate fellowship with God. Unlike burnt offerings, only part of the animal is burned, and the rest is eaten in a communal meal. It's a wonderful picture of thankfulness and sharing life with God and with those around you. This is a great fellowship thing that happens through these peace offerings. All right, so then Leviticus chapter 4 talks about dealing with sin offerings. These are required when someone unintentionally sins and disrupts their relationship with God, right? The type of offering depends on the person's role in the community, whether it's a priest or a leader or a common person. Blood is sprinkled on the altar, symbolizing purification, because sin pollutes not only individuals, but the community as a whole. All right, so there's different types of offerings, right? And these were really, really important to their worship structure. So an application for you and I, since we don't do burnt offerings and peace offerings and sin offerings the same way because we have Jesus, these are a reminder that our worship involves sacrifice and joy, and that sin, whether intentional or not, requires repentance and restoration. We don't offer the sacrifice. Jesus did that for us, but we come together for confession to receive the forgiveness God gives. It's kind of like our own little mini sacrifice as we sacrifice our pride in repentance. Be well, friends.